This is Selena Wong with Fighters.com here with Josh Koscheck. Since your fight against Thiago Alves, take us through your schedule to prepare in a short time for Yoshiyuki Yoshida.
Since my fight with Alves, basically I took about 3 days off to just kind of heal up my body, and then I flew right back here to San Jose at American Kickboxing Academy and just started training again. I sparred that Wednesday, the Wednesday after. I did my 5 rounds and right back into training, sparring, and it's been good training. It's been tough. It's definitely a tough training camp because I got a tough opponent coming up December 10th for the Fight for the Troops.
Right. Well, you're fighting twice in such a short amount of time. How do you prepare mentally for such a demanding fight schedule?
I've pretty much, competed my whole life in wrestling, had 4 or 5 matches in a weekend, so this is going to be no different. It's a fight, and I'm trained. I'm in great shape right now. I was in good shape for fighting Thiago Alves on 2 weeks' notice, and I'm in great shape now. So I think that the fans and the troops are going to get to see the best Josh Koscheck that they've ever seen.
All right. So burnout is never a...
Well, yeah, always. Burnout is, trust me, I'm sick of this freaking place, I'm sick of AK, I'm sick of training, I want to go beat somebody up now, I'm over this place. But, yeah, you get burnout, but you got to take, you got to train smart, you got to take a day off here and there, and like, for example, I trained yesterday, and then I was a little beat down, and I just said I need the night off, so I took the night off, and just kind of, went to Flames, and, had some good food, and just relaxed, and got away from it, so, so definitely, I've been training for a long time, and, I'm I know my body pretty well, and I get my massages and chiropractic treatment at scoreclinic.com, and it's just part of the game.
All right. Well, your opponent Yoshida's roots are in judo, yet four of his wins are by KO or TKO. How would you rate his striking?
I think that he's a well-rounded fighter. He's just not one-dimensional fighter, judo fighter. He's a well-rounded fighter, and I think that I have to come to fight for this, or else I'm going to be at the bottom of the line, working my way back up, because he's a well-rounded fighter and a tough fighter.
Okay. Are you afraid to clinch with Yoshida? Is that something you're going to try and avoid?
No, I'm not afraid to go anywhere. I know that this fight is probably, at some point we're going to be in the clinch. At some point we'll probably be on the ground, and at some point we'll be standing. So I have to be prepared to fight him everywhere.
All right. Well, what are some of the keys to avoiding his clinch game?
Well, punch him in the face would be one of my keys to, avoid his clinch game. Use my kicks, use my range, and use my footwork to get in and out. And I think that he definitely poses some threats. He's a tough opponent, and the bad thing about fighting him is the American fans, don't really know who he is and how good of a fighter he is. And they're going to find out how tough he is, on December 5th on Spike TV, because it's going to be a tough fight. It's going to be a war. I'm in war. I'm getting prepared for war right now.
All right. Well, you've obviously evolved as a fighter since The Ultimate Fighter. Do you think the fans' perception of you has come as far?
I think, it's coming around. I think the fans appreciated the fact that I stepped up on 2 weeks' notice and fight Thiago, and I think that they're definitely seeing improvements in my game. Ever since the Dustin Hazlitt fight, I haven't been the same fighter as the old fighter, Josh Koscheck. Where I only knew wrestling, and I only could do wrestling. And I think that my training every day at American Kickboxing Academy has helped me grow not only as a person but as a fighter. And I'm definitely not the same fighter as I was. 3 years ago on The Ultimate Fighter, or however long it was. Right. So I've definitely matured and grown as a fighter, and I'm going to continue to grow. It's part of life and part of being an athlete.
Right. Well, you seem very concerned about putting on exciting fights for the fans, and you've spoken respectfully of your opponents, but a lot of fans seem to still seem to cling to that impression. Does that bother you?
Well, there's going to be, you know, it's like this. I did an interview with ESPN magazine yesterday, and he asked me a similar question, and he goes, does that bother you that the fans don't like you? And does it bother you that the fans, you know, are you know, supporting you more? I love the fact that the fans are supporting more, but the ones, you know, there's always going to be fans out there that don't, that just like Josh Koscheck. It's that simple. You know, I can't make everybody love me, although I'd love to. You know, I'd love to have everybody's, love me as a fighter, as a person, but that's unnatural, and it's never going to happen that way. You know, there's going to be fans out there that love me, there's going to be fans that hate me, and you know, I want them to have an opinion one way or the other. I want them to either care or not care, you know, because then they're going to tune in to watch me fight, and that's important. I want, you know, I want people that are going to root for me, I want people that are going to boo for me. It's just simple. It creates that, you know, sports entertainment world, that feeling that you get when you step into the cage. You know that people care that you're in that cage fighting.
Yeah. Having fought Georges St. Pierre, who do you think will take that fight, BJ Penn or GSP?
I like VJ Penn. He's a good friend. I've been friends with him for, you know, before I even got involved in mixed martial arts. You know, I helped him, you know, with his wrestling with Matt Hughes when the first time he beat Matt Hughes. So I love BJ Penn. I think he's, you know, pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world, and you know, one of the most gifted fighters in the world. And Georges St. Pierre is no slouch as well. You know, he's a tough competitor. He's picked up wrestling. He's got, you know, good jiu-jitsu, good striking, and you know, he's got a good mental game. So I think it's definitely a big fight for the fans, and I think that the fans deserve this fight, and you know, may the best man win. You know, I don't really, you know, care to give a prediction of who's going to win. I just think it's going to be one hell of a fight, and you know, hopefully that it does turn out to be that way, and you know, it puts on a good show for the fans.
Yeah, it'll be entertaining, I think. Well, do you have any last thoughts to share about participating in this military event?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think that participating in the military event is going to be an exciting moment for not only myself, the UFC, but for the troops and the fans out there, because this is a special moment that the UFC and us fighters are going to take the opportunity to give back to the fans, and you know, give back to the troops' families that have been fighting for years to have our freedom, you know, as a country as a whole. So it's kind of a unique opportunity to give back to them, and you know, I believe in this event, and I'm going to support the troops 100%. You know, and just give it all and fight my ass off for them. So I want to put on a good show for them and their families, and help raise as much possible money and awareness to this event that we possibly can. And that's the goal of this thing. This event isn't about Josh Koscheck and Yoshida. This event is about the troops. This event is not about the UFC. It's about the troops, and it's about us giving back and bringing awareness for the 3 hours that this event goes on to the troops and their families.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Josh.
Cool. Thank you.
Good luck with everything.
Thank you.